everyone. Today we're going to talk about IELTS writing test guidelines, and this would give you a complete insight of how the task 1 works, the task 2 works, and what is expected out of it. And also, I'm going to give you 10 tips, and these 10 tips will help you to further drill down to get a band 9. The IELTS writing test is a 60-minute exam where you must finish 2 writing tasks, each needing a different type of text: description, report, discussion, argument, opinion piece. Task 1 for IELTS writing section. The initial section involves a task related to visual or a pictorial data. You must compose a detailed report containing a minimum of 150 words based on the given information. IELTS writing task 2 involves writing an essay. The second task requires more effort. You are required to generate a written argument on a specific subject. You should aim to write minimum 250 words. Task 2 requires more time, so allocate it with 40 minutes, and 20 minutes is task 1. So you have two tasks here, whether it's academic, whether it's general, you have two tasks. The first one has 20 minutes and the second one has 40 minutes, and the first is expected to end with 150 words plus and the second ends with 250 words. Writing section of IELTS exam for general purpose. If you are considering the GT module, the writing test varies. GT is your general task. Test, you have a total of 1 hour to finish two assignments, each requiring 150 and 250 words, just like academic section. Task 1 is consistently a letter. It can be formal, informal, and semi formal, which I'll talk in other sessions. Whereas task 2 is always an essay centered around a provided topic. So you have a topic and then you have to write 250 words for your task 2. And task 1 would be for sure a letter for a general purpose. Writing task 1 in IELTS academic test involves describing virtual data. Sample charts of IELTS exams are provided for writing task 1. And what you have to do is you have to summarize a specific graph, table, chart, or process. The activity evaluates your skill in choosing and summarizing key elements, explaining and contrasting data. Recognize the importance and patterns in factual details, or explaining a procedure. So you'll be provided with a chart. You have to explain 150 words. You have to summarize key elements, explaining the contrasting data between the graph and recognizing the importance and patterns in the factual details. The writing task 1 of IELTS exam for general test takers. Sample letters for IELTS writing task 1s are provided in this resource. The section aim is to complete writing test in general test, and it is required to address a specific issue by writing a letter. Either it would be a request information or clarify a situation. Candidates are advised to allocate 20 minutes for task 1, whereas is provided a minimum of 150 words. What do you have to do in that is participate in individual communication, acquire and supply basic factual data, communicate desire, preferences, interest, and aversions, share thoughts, perspective, or grievances, etc. So that's what is all about your writing task 1 and for general test takers. And let's talk about writing task 2. Writing task 2, as I mentioned, either it's general or academic, that would be an essay. To complete IELTS writing task 2, you must write a minimum of 250 words. You'll have a topic, test your skills in providing and justifying an opinion, discussing the topic, summarizing the details, outlining issues, suggesting solution, and backing up with reasons or examples. This is very important that you back up what you are arguing about with reasons and examples. Take two. Task 2 holds more significance in grading Task 1. Certified IELTS examiner with relevant teaching qualifications are responsible for grading written scripts. They're selected by test centers and endorsed by British Council or ITP. So let's get back to the sample IELTS diagram. In the IELTS academic test, writing task 1, you should have minimum 150 words summarizing a specific graph, bar, line, or pie graph, table, chart, or process. explanation of how something works or is done. This assignment evaluates your skill in choosing and stating the primary characteristics, in explaining and contrasting data, in recognizing importance and patterns in factual data, or in explaining a procedure. Key points to remember for IELTS General Task Writing 1 is sample letters for IELTS test. That section aimed to assist you in writing Task 1 in the IELTS General exam. In Task 1, candidate must reply to a specified issue by writing a letter to request information or explain a situation. Candidates are advised to dedicate approximately 20 minutes to Task 1, where they are expected to produce minimum of 150 words. Communicate on a personal level, gather and supply basic factual information, convey requirement, desire, preferences, and aversion, share thoughts, grievances, or perspective. Now I'm going to talk about 10 IELTS writing test guidelines. Look at the question, read the question. So, why I'm saying reading the question is very important because your question has understanding the question ask you to do is crucial for achieving a good score. That's why always read your question thoroughly and cover all the points you are asked to write about. For example, if there is a question, understand pros and cons, give examples. Failing to complete one of the requirement if it's a pros and cons question, or you're not giving example while answer, you just written the pros and cons. If you thought you have answered the question, you're not given the reasons, examples, you may fail with a low score. Read what you have written. Before beginning the next paragraph, review the paragraph you have just written. You might consider this as to be a pointless or use of time. If that's the case, you would be mistaken because connecting your paragraphs is crucial. So they want a synchronization. So this is important what you have written and you carry forward in your next paragraph. Be concise, be clear. The practical advice here to select your best idea and write about that. That means not writing everything you know. Leave some ideas out. Don't worry if it isn't best explanation. Worry about whether it's a clearest or a coherent explanation. Discuss the things you are familiar with. Your English skills are evaluated, not your ideas. You don't need to be concerned about discovering the correct solution. Rather, you should be more of your grammatical thing or how effective you have explained it. You require a straightforward concept that you can explain well and defend. Adhere to the typical format. In order to attain highest score, it is recommended to adhere to the typical format. While completing IELTS writing task 1, the structure should be adhered in the following manner. Summary: provide a brief explanation of the information depicted in your chart. Highlight key patterns, detail data specific, explain changes in detail, giving data. Avoid using excessive amount of words. Writing more than 300 words in task 2 and more than 200 words in task 1 is also not advisable. Initially, the examiner finds it challenging to read lengthy essays, resulting in less thorough checking for your writing. In addition, you are probable to commit more errors and have limited time to review your writing. Select your preferred writing technique. Do not use casual language in academic writing or essays. In Material Task 1, only a casual letter may be required to be written. Avoid memorizing model responses. Avoid memorizing sample responses. You'll be awarded fewer points for using them in off essays. The likelihood of receiving an identical essay is very highly unlikely. Getting off the track will lead to receive a poor grade. Therefore, invest time acquiring sophisticated vocab and seamlessly integrate your response. That's why I said coherence is very important. By doing this, you can incorporate a variety of terms and expression in your writing to demonstrate a wide vocabulary range. Stay on the current path. Please rephrase the text to convey the same meaning. This is very important. Using the same input language and ensure the word count remains consistent. Avoid adding anything that is not related. Straying from the topic will result in significantly reduced score, even if your response is well written. Make sure to write an essay in a way to understand and logical. Avoid being redundant by refraining from repeating yourself with different words. Additionally, ensure each paragraph in writing 2 is focused on the main concept. For IELTS writing, it's crucial that each paragraph in your essay is distinctly divided and focuses on main idea. The basic element ensures that your essay is tidy and logical. I have a lot of shorts and videos on writing tasks. Please follow my channel and thank you. Please subscribe my channel so that I can give you all those videos which I post at 11:30 Atlantic time. Stay tuned. Have a safe